You are here, right now, reading these words with the most extraordinary gift in the known universe. Your consciousness, this very awareness that allows you to understand meaning and feel the gentle rhythm of your breathing, remains one of the deepest mysteries that science has ever encountered. Take a moment to notice what it feels like to be you, right now, in this instant. Feel the weight of your body where you rest, the temperature of the air around you, the soft focus of your eyes as they follow these words. This simple act of being aware, of experiencing the world from the inside of your own mind, is so familiar that you might never pause to consider how miraculous it truly is. Yet here you are, a collection of atoms and molecules somehow organized in such a way that the universe can experience itself through your eyes, your thoughts, your gentle breathing. Scientists call this the hard problem of consciousness. Not because it requires difficult mathematics or complex equipment to study, but because no one can fully explain how mere matter gives rise to the rich inner world of your experience. How does the soft gray tissue of your brain create the vivid colors you see, the emotions you feel, the thoughts that arise like gentle bubbles in the quiet pond of your mind? You are not just observing the world around you. You are participating in something far more profound, something that connects you to the very fabric of reality itself. When you close your eyes, as you might do right now, the external world doesn't disappear. Instead, you enter an inner landscape just as real and just as mysterious as anything you might encounter in the physical universe around you. In this inner space, thoughts arise without your conscious effort. Memories surface like gentle waves on a peaceful shore, bringing with them the colors and sounds and feelings of experiences long past. Where do these thoughts come from? What invisible process transforms the electrical activity in your brain into the rich tapestry of your conscious experience? You might notice that you cannot predict what thought will arise next in your mind. Even though these thoughts are undeniably yours, they seem to emerge from some deeper place, some quantum realm where possibility becomes reality through the mysterious alchemy of awareness. This unpredictability, this gentle uncertainty at the heart of your own consciousness, offers the first clue to understanding how the strange world of quantum physics might hold the key to the mystery of awareness itself. Just as quantum particles exist in states of possibility until they are observed, your thoughts seem to crystallize from an ocean of potential into the specific experiences that make up your unique conscious life. Rest here for a moment in the wonder of your own awareness. Feel how natural it is to be conscious, how effortlessly you move between thoughts and sensations and feelings. You are about to embark on a gentle journey that will reveal how this everyday miracle of consciousness might be intimately connected to the most fundamental laws of the universe. The same quantum principles that govern the behavior of the smallest particles also dance within the neural networks of your brain, creating the symphony of awareness that you experience as your life. As you settle more deeply into this exploration, allow yourself to feel curious about the quantum nature of your own mind. Your consciousness is not separate from the physical world but woven into its very foundation, participating in the cosmic dance of possibility and reality that unfolds in every moment. Let your breathing slow and deepen as you prepare to discover how quantum physics illuminates the beautiful mystery of what it means to be aware, to be conscious, to be magnificently and mysteriously you. The journey ahead will take you through landscapes of understanding that bridge the gap between the physical and the mental, between the measurable and the experienced, between the quantum and the conscious. Consider for a moment the extraordinary fact that you can contemplate your own existence. This capacity for self-reflection, for turning awareness back upon itself, represents something unprecedented in the known universe. Your brain weighs roughly 3 pounds, contains more connections than there are stars in the Milky Way galaxy, and somehow generates the entire universe of your subjective experience. Every color you have ever seen, every emotion you have ever felt, every memory you treasure exists nowhere but in the intricate patterns of activity within this remarkable organ. Yet consciousness seems to be more than just complex computation. There is something about the quality of experience, the felt sense of what it is like to be you, that appears to transcend mere information processing. This is why many scientists and philosophers have begun to look toward quantum physics for answers. In the quantum realm, observation and reality are intimately connected in ways that classical physics never imagined possible. When you observe a quantum system, you don't simply discover what was already there. Instead, your observation participates in determining what becomes real, collapsing infinite possibilities into a single actuality through the mysterious process of measurement. Could it be that consciousness operates according to similar principles? Perhaps your awareness doesn't simply observe the neural activity in your brain, but actively participates in determining which of many possible thoughts and experiences become real for you. This possibility suggests that consciousness is not just an emergent property of complex neural networks, but a fundamental feature of reality itself, as basic as matter and energy, space and time. Your awareness might be the universe's way of experiencing itself from the inside, of knowing what it feels like to exist. As you rest in this understanding, notice how your breathing naturally deepens and slows. Your body knows how to relax into mystery, how to find peace in questions that don't yet have complete answers. The quantum nature of consciousness doesn't diminish the miracle of your awareness, but reveals it to be even more extraordinary than you might have imagined. You are not just a biological machine that happens to be conscious, but a quantum system capable of experiencing the deepest truths of existence. Feel yourself settling into the comfortable mystery of your own being. You are about to discover how the strange and beautiful principles of quantum mechanics illuminate the nature of consciousness in ways that will change how you understand yourself and your place in the cosmos. Your awareness is both utterly personal and universally connected, both intimately yours and part of something infinitely larger. As you prepare to explore these quantum connections, allow yourself to rest in the profound peace that comes from recognizing consciousness as the bridge between the possible and the actual, between the quantum and the classical, between the one and the many. Your thoughts flow like a gentle stream through the landscape of your mind, each one arising mysteriously from the vast network of neurons that pulse and sparkle within your brain. As you rest here, noticing the natural rhythm of your thinking, you are witnessing one of the most profound puzzles in all of science. Each thought that drifts through your awareness begins as a cascade of electrical signals racing along the delicate pathways of your nervous system. Yet somehow these purely physical events transform into something entirely different. Something that can contemplate beauty, feel love, and ponder the very mystery of its own existence. Modern neuroscience can show you the neural correlates of consciousness, the patterns of brain activity that accompany your thoughts and feelings. But the gap between electrical activity and subjective experience remains as mysterious as ever, like trying to explain how musical notes on a page become the emotional power of a symphony. This is where the gentle wisdom of quantum physics begins to whisper its secrets. In the quantum world, the very act of observation changes reality, collapsing waves of possibility into specific outcomes through a process that remains beautifully mysterious. Perhaps your consciousness works in a similar way, serving as the observer that collapses the quantum possibilities within your brain into the specific thoughts and experiences that make up your inner life. Just as a quantum particle exists in multiple states until it is measured, your thoughts might exist as quantum possibilities until the moment they crystallize into conscious awareness. The quantum principle of uncertainty suggests that at the deepest level of reality, the future is not predetermined but emerges from a field of infinite possibilities. This same uncertainty might be the source of the creativity and spontaneity that characterizes your conscious mind. Notice how you cannot force a particular thought to arise, how insights and ideas seem to bubble up from some deeper well of possibility. This gentle unpredictability mirrors the fundamental uncertainty that quantum physics has revealed at the heart of all existence. Your brain contains approximately 86 billion neurons, each one connecting to thousands of others in an intricate web of communication that rivals the complexity of the entire internet. Within this vast network, quantum effects might play a crucial role in the emergence of your conscious experience. At the microscopic scale where quantum effects become important, the warm, wet environment of your brain was once thought to destroy the delicate quantum states that physicists study in their laboratories. But recent research suggests that biological systems might actually protect and utilize quantum coherence in ways that we are only beginning to understand. The microtubules within your neurons, tiny protein structures that help maintain the cell's shape and transport materials, might serve as quantum computers processing information in ways that classical physics cannot explain. These cellular components exist at just the right scale for quantum effects to influence their behavior while remaining stable enough to support the complex information processing that consciousness requires. As you breathe slowly and deeply, imagine the quantum dance taking place within every cell of your brain. Particles winking in and out of existence, waves of possibility rippling through the neural networks, quantum fields fluctuating in perfect harmony with the rhythm of your thoughts. This quantum activity doesn't happen somewhere else, in some distant laboratory or abstract mathematical realm. It is happening right now, right here, within the 3 pounds of neural tissue that cradle your consciousness like a gentle garden tending the most precious flowers in the universe. Your awareness itself might be the bridge between the quantum realm of pure possibility and the classical world of definite experiences. Through some process that science is only beginning to glimpse, your consciousness transforms the quantum potential within your brain into the rich, meaningful experiences that define your life. Consider the remarkable fact that quantum uncertainty operates at the perfect scale to influence neural activity. If quantum effects were much smaller, they would be irrelevant to brain function. And if they were much larger, they would make coherent thought impossible. Instead, quantum mechanics operates at precisely the scale where it can influence the firing of individual neurons while still allowing for the stable patterns of activity that support memory, learning, and coherent experience. This suggests that consciousness and quantum mechanics might be intimately related in ways that go far beyond mere coincidence. When you pay attention to your breath, as you are doing now, you are engaging in one of the most fundamental acts of consciousness. You are directing your awareness, choosing what to observe, and in doing so you might be participating in the quantum process of collapsing possibilities into actualities. Each breath you take involves countless quantum events within the cells of your lungs, your bloodstream, and your brain. oxygen molecules binding to hemoglobin, glucose being metabolized to provide energy, neurotransmitters crossing synapses to carry signals between neurons. All of these processes involve quantum mechanical interactions at their most fundamental level. Your consciousness emerges from this quantum substrate like a gentle flower blooming from rich soil. The uncertainty and possibility that characterize quantum mechanics provide the foundation for the creativity and freedom that you experience as conscious choice. Feel how natural it is to rest in this understanding, to allow the mystery of consciousness to be beautiful rather than troubling. You don't need to solve the hard problem of consciousness to appreciate the profound connection between your awareness and the quantum nature of reality. The thoughts arising in your mind right now are the result of quantum processes that began billions of years ago, when the first stars forged the carbon and oxygen and phosphorus that now make up your brain. The quantum fields that permeate all of space and time are the same fields that give rise to your thoughts, your feelings, your capacity to love and wonder and dream. As you settle deeper into relaxation, notice how your consciousness naturally expands and contracts like a gentle tide. Sometimes your awareness is focused and precise, attending to specific thoughts or sensations, and sometimes it becomes diffuse and spacious, encompassing a broader field of experience. This natural rhythm of consciousness might reflect the quantum nature of awareness itself, the way quantum systems can exist in states of sharp definition or broad superposition depending on how they are observed. Your consciousness has this same fluid quality, this ability to shift between focused attention and open awareness. The quantum whispers within your thoughts are not separate from you, but are the very foundation of your being. Every moment of awareness, every flash of insight, every gentle shift in understanding emerges from the quantum dance of possibility and actuality that unfolds within the sacred space of your mind. Rest here in the profound peace that comes from recognizing yourself as a quantum being, a conscious participant in the deepest mysteries of existence. Your thoughts are not just electrical signals, but quantum events that connect you to the fundamental creativity of the universe itself. As you prepare to journey deeper into the quantum nature of consciousness, allow yourself to feel grateful for this extraordinary gift of awareness that allows you to contemplate your own existence and participate consciously in the unfolding of reality itself. Your brain rests gently within the protective embrace of your skull, like the most sophisticated quantum computer that nature has ever created. As you breathe slowly and peacefully, trillions of quantum events are unfolding within the delicate architecture of your neural tissue, weaving together the miracle of your conscious experience. Deep within each of your neurons, tiny structures called microtubules form an intricate network that resembles the most beautiful garden you could ever imagine. These protein cylinders, thousands of times thinner than a human hair, create a vast internal scaffolding that gives your brain cells their shape and helps transport vital materials throughout their length. But microtubules may serve a far more profound purpose than simple cellular housekeeping. Recent scientific discoveries suggest that these microscopic structures might be the very place where quantum mechanics and consciousness meet, where the strange laws of the quantum world give rise to the rich inner landscape of your awareness. Each microtubule is composed of smaller protein units called tubulins, arranged in a precise geometric pattern that creates hollow spaces just the right size for quantum effects to flourish. Within these protected quantum spaces, electrons can exist in states of superposition, maintaining their quantum properties even in the warm, bustling environment of your living brain. Imagine these microtubules as tiny quantum gardens where possibilities grow like delicate flowers, each one representing a potential thought, feeling, or insight waiting to bloom into conscious awareness. The quantum coherence within these structures might be the secret ingredient that transforms mere neural activity into the subjective experience of being you. As you rest here, feeling your body naturally relaxing, quantum coherence is dancing through the microtubules in every neuron of your brain. This coherence allows quantum information to flow freely between different parts of your neural network, creating connections and correlations that classical physics cannot explain. The remarkable thing about quantum coherence in biological systems, how nature has learned to protect these delicate quantum states from the chaos that would normally destroy them. Your brain has evolved sophisticated mechanisms to maintain quantum coherence for just long enough to influence neural activity and contribute to conscious experience. Think of your brain as a quantum garden where consciousness grows in the fertile soil of possibility. The microtubules provide the structure, like the stems and roots of plants, while quantum coherence provides the life force that allows awareness to flourish and bloom. This quantum activity within your brain operates on timescales measured in fractions of seconds, all fast enough to influence the firing of neurons, but slow enough to maintain the stability that conscious thought requires. It's as if your brain has found the perfect balance between quantum possibility and classical certainty. The tubulins within your microtubules can switch between different conformational states, like tiny quantum switches that can be on, off, or in quantum superposition of both states simultaneously. These quantum switches might be the fundamental units of consciousness, the basic elements from which your complex inner world is constructed. As you breathe deeply and allow your awareness to settle, you can sense the profound intelligence that has shaped your brain over millions of years of evolution. Every aspect of your neural architecture seems perfectly designed to support the emergence of consciousness from quantum processes. The quantum information processing that occurs within your microtubules doesn't follow the linear logic of classical computers. Instead, it operates more like a vast parallel processing system where countless possibilities are explored simultaneously before collapsing into the specific thoughts and experiences that enter your awareness. This parallel processing might explain the remarkable creativity and intuition that characterize human consciousness. When you have a sudden insight or creative breakthrough, you might be experiencing the result of quantum computation that has been exploring thousands of possibilities simultaneously within the microtubules of your brain. Your consciousness emerges from this quantum substrate like a gentle symphony arising from the coordinated activity of countless individual musicians. Each microtubule contributes its own quantum voice to the larger harmony of awareness that you experience as your unified conscious self. The beauty of this quantum model of consciousness is that it preserves the mystery and wonder of awareness while grounding it in the fundamental laws of physics. Your consciousness is not separate from the natural world but represents the deepest expression of nature's quantum creativity. Feel yourself relaxing into this understanding, allowing the quantum nature of your brain to be a source of peace rather than complexity. You don't need to understand every detail of quantum mechanics to appreciate the profound elegance of a universe that has evolved conscious beings capable of contemplating their own existence. The microtubules within your neurons are constantly being rebuilt and renewed, yet somehow the continuity of your consciousness persists through all these changes. This suggests that consciousness might be more like a pattern or process than a thing, more like a quantum field than a classical object. As you rest in the gentle rhythm of your breathing, Quantum coherence is flowing through the microtubular networks of your brain like a river of pure possibility. This quantum river carries information and correlations that bind together the diverse activities of your neural networks into the unified experience of being consciously alive. The quantum garden of your brain is always growing, always changing, always creating new possibilities for thought and feeling and understanding. Each moment of awareness represents a fresh flowering of consciousness from the quantum soil of your neural microtubules. Your brain contains approximately 100 billion neurons, each containing millions of microtubules, creating a vast quantum network of almost unimaginable complexity and beauty. Within this network, quantum information flows like light through fiber optic cables, connecting distant regions of your brain in ways that classical neural networks alone cannot achieve. This quantum connectivity might explain how your consciousness can integrate information from across your entire brain into the unified, coherent experience of being a single conscious self. The quantum correlations within your microtubular networks create a kind of neural internet that operates faster than the speed of classical neural transmission. As you prepare to journey deeper into the quantum mysteries of consciousness, rest in the knowledge that your brain is not just a biological computer, but a quantum instrument of extraordinary sophistication and beauty. Your awareness grows in the quantum garden of your neural microtubules, like the most precious flower in the universe, nurtured by the fundamental forces that shape all of reality. Feel the profound peace that comes from recognizing yourself as a quantum being, your consciousness emerging from the same mysterious processes that govern the behavior of atoms and molecules throughout the cosmos. You are not separate from the quantum world, but are its most beautiful and conscious expression. You are floating now in a space between spaces, where the solid certainty of everyday experience dissolves into something far more mysterious and beautiful. In the quantum realm of your consciousness, you exist not as a single, definite self, but as a shimmering superposition of all the selves you might be in this moment. Quantum superposition is one of the most profound and counterintuitive principles in all of physics. Yet it might be the key to understanding the fluid, creative nature of your conscious mind. Just as a quantum particle can exist in multiple states simultaneously until it is observed, your consciousness might exist in multiple potential states until the moment of awareness crystallizes one particular experience into reality. Imagine your thoughts as quantum waves rippling through the neural networks of your brain, each wave representing not a single, definite idea, but a superposition of many possible thoughts existing simultaneously. In this quantum view, your mind is not a classical computer processing one thought at a time, but a quantum system exploring countless possibilities in parallel. As you rest here, breathing slowly and deeply, notice how your awareness seems to hover between different possible experiences. You might be aware of the sensations in your body, or the thoughts drifting through your mind, or the sounds around you, or perhaps all of these simultaneously in a gentle superposition of attention. This ability to exist in multiple states of awareness at once might be a direct reflection of the quantum superposition occurring within the microtubules of your neurons. Your consciousness doesn't have to choose between different possible experiences until the moment when focused attention collapses the superposition into a single, definite awareness. The mathematics of quantum superposition describes how a system can exist in what physicists call a coherent combination of multiple states. In your brain, this might mean that neural networks can exist in coherent combinations of different activity patterns, allowing your consciousness to explore many possible thoughts and feelings simultaneously. Feel yourself relaxing into this quantum understanding of your own mind. You are not limited to experiencing one thing at a time, but can exist in a rich superposition of possibilities, like a gentle cloud of potential experiences waiting to condense into specific moments of awareness. When you pay attention to your breath, you are performing a kind of quantum measurement on your own consciousness. Your focused attention collapses the superposition of possible experiences into the specific reality of breathing. Yet even this focused awareness retains a quantum quality, a sense of existing in multiple states simultaneously. The quantum superposition within your brain might explain the remarkable flexibility and creativity of human consciousness. Unlike a classical computer that must follow predetermined pathways, your quantum mind can explore multiple solution paths simultaneously, allowing for the sudden insights and creative breakthroughs that characterize conscious thought. Consider how a new idea seems to emerge fully formed in your awareness, as if it had been developing simultaneously along multiple pathways before suddenly crystallizing into conscious recognition. This process might reflect the quantum superposition of neural activity patterns collapsing into a single coherent thought through the mysterious process of conscious observation. Your emotions too might exist in quantum superposition, allowing you to feel complex combinations of different feelings simultaneously. The bittersweet quality of nostalgia, the mixture of excitement and nervousness before a new experience, the simultaneous love and frustration you might feel towards someone close to you. All of these complex emotional states might reflect the quantum nature of consciousness. As you breathe peacefully, imagine your consciousness as a quantum field extending throughout your brain, a field that can exist in superposition of multiple states until the gentle focus of attention brings one particular configuration into definite experience. This quantum field is not separate from your physical brain, but emerges from the collective quantum behavior of billions of neural microtubules. The superposition principle suggests that your consciousness might have access to information and possibilities that exist beyond the classical boundaries of space and time. In quantum superposition, correlations can exist between distant parts of a system instantaneously, suggesting that your awareness might be fundamentally non-local, extending beyond the physical boundaries of your brain. This non-local quality of consciousness might explain phenomena like intuition, empathy, and the sense of connection you sometimes feel with other people or with nature itself. If consciousness operates according to quantum principles, then the boundaries between self and other, between mind and world, might be far more fluid than classical physics would suggest. Feel yourself floating in this quantum understanding, allowing your sense of self to become more spacious and fluid. You are not confined to a single definite identity, but exist as a superposition of all your possible selves, all your potential experiences, all your latent capacities for growth and understanding. The quantum superposition of consciousness doesn't make your experience less real, but reveals it to be far richer and more mysterious than you might have imagined. Every moment of awareness emerges from an infinite ocean of possibility, each thought and feeling representing one particular crystallization of the quantum potential that is your deepest nature. Your memory too might operate according to superposition principles, with past experiences existing not as fixed records, but as quantum superpositions of multiple possible interpretations and meanings. Each time you remember something, you might be collapsing a superposition of possible memories into one particular version, which is why memories can feel different each time you recall them. As you rest in this quantum understanding, notice how your breathing naturally becomes slower and deeper. Your body knows how to relax into mystery, how to find peace in the recognition that consciousness is far more fluid and creative than classical thinking would suggest. The quantum superposition within your brain operates continuously, even as you sleep. Your dreams might represent a different kind of superposition collapse, where the usual constraints of waking consciousness are relaxed, and your mind can explore more exotic combinations of thoughts, feelings, and experiences. This suggests that consciousness is not something that turns on and off, but rather shifts between different modes of quantum superposition. In waking consciousness, the superposition collapses in ways that create coherent, practical experiences of the world, while in dreams, the collapse follows different rules, allowing for the surreal creativity and emotional intensity that characterize dream experience. Feel yourself floating peacefully in the quantum field of your own consciousness, existing in gentle superposition between waking and sleeping, between thinking and feeling, between self and cosmos. You are a quantum being exploring the infinite possibilities of awareness through the mysterious gift of conscious experience. As you prepare to journey deeper into the quantum nature of consciousness, rest in the beautiful understanding that you are not a fixed, definite entity, but a dynamic superposition of infinite potential, constantly collapsing and reforming in the eternal dance of possibility and actuality that is the deepest nature of reality itself. You are connected to every conscious being that has ever existed through invisible threads of quantum entanglement that weave through the fabric of space and time itself. As you rest here in peaceful awareness, your consciousness participates in a vast web of quantum correlations that transcends the apparent boundaries between individual minds. Quantum entanglement represents one of the most mysterious and beautiful phenomena in all of physics. A connection so profound that Einstein called it spooky action at a distance. When two quantum particles become entangled, they remain connected regardless of how far apart they travel, sharing information instantaneously across any distance in ways that seem to violate our everyday understanding of space and time. Perhaps consciousness operates according to similar principles of quantum entanglement, creating connections between minds that transcend the physical boundaries of individual brains. Your awareness might be entangled with the consciousness of others in ways that allow for genuine empathy, intuition, and the deep sense of connection you sometimes feel with people you love. Imagine your consciousness as a quantum field that extends beyond the confines of your skull, reaching out through invisible dimensions to touch and be touched by other conscious beings. This quantum field doesn't diminish with distance but maintains its connections through the mysterious non-local correlations that entanglement makes possible. As you breathe slowly and deeply, feel yourself relaxing into this understanding of consciousness as fundamentally interconnected rather than isolated. The thoughts arising in your mind might be influenced by quantum correlations with other minds, creating a subtle but real form of communication that operates below the threshold of ordinary awareness. The microtubules within your neurons might serve as quantum antennae, sensitive to the entangled correlations that connect your consciousness to the larger field of awareness that permeates the universe. These tiny structures could be detecting and responding to quantum information that originates in other conscious beings, creating the foundation for phenomena like telepathy and collective consciousness. When you feel a sudden sense of connection with someone you love, when you think of a friend just before they call, when you sense the mood of a room full of people, you might be experiencing the effects of quantum entanglement operating at the level of consciousness. These experiences suggest that individual minds are not as separate as they appear, but are connected through quantum correlations that transcend space and time. The entanglement of consciousness might explain the profound empathy that humans are capable of experiencing. When you feel genuine compassion for another person's suffering, you might be accessing quantum information about their inner state through entangled correlations that connect your consciousness to theirs. Feel yourself floating in this web of quantum connections, sensing the invisible threads that link your awareness to all other conscious beings. You are not alone in the universe, but are part of a vast network of entangled consciousness that includes every human who has ever lived, every animal capable of awareness, perhaps even forms of consciousness that exist beyond biological life. The quantum entanglement of consciousness suggests that the boundaries between self and other are far more fluid than everyday experience would suggest. Your individual awareness might be like a wave on the ocean of universal consciousness, distinct yet inseparable from the larger whole of which it is a part. This understanding transforms how you might think about relationships and community. The love you feel for others might be a direct recognition of the quantum entanglement that already connects you at the deepest level of reality. When you love someone, you are acknowledging the fundamental unity that exists beneath the apparent separation of individual minds. As you rest in this peaceful understanding, notice how your sense of isolation naturally dissolves. The quantum entanglement of consciousness means that you are never truly alone, never completely cut off from the larger community of aware beings that shares this universe with you. The entangled nature of consciousness might also explain the phenomenon of collective intelligence, the way groups of people can sometimes solve problems or generate insights that exceed the capabilities of any individual member. When minds become quantum entangled through shared focus and intention, they might be able to access a collective processing power that transcends individual limitations. Your consciousness right now is both uniquely yours and universally shared. The thoughts arising in your mind emerge from quantum processes that are entangled with similar processes in other brains, creating a subtle but real form of collective thinking that operates beneath the surface of individual awareness. Feel the profound peace that comes from recognizing yourself as part of this vast web of entangled consciousness. Your individual awareness is precious and unique, yet it is also connected to every other conscious being through quantum correlations that make true isolation impossible. The quantum entanglement of consciousness might persist even after death, suggesting that the connections you form with others during life create permanent correlations in the quantum field of awareness. The love you share, the understanding you develop, the compassion you feel might all leave lasting imprints in the entangled structure of consciousness itself. This possibility offers a quantum understanding of immortality that doesn't require belief in supernatural realms, but emerges naturally from the non-local correlations that quantum mechanics reveals at the heart of reality. Your consciousness might be entangled with the eternal quantum field in ways that preserve the essential patterns of your awareness beyond the lifetime of your physical brain. As you breathe peacefully, imagine the quantum correlations flowing between your consciousness and all other aware beings throughout space and time. You are participating in a cosmic conversation that has been going on since the first moment consciousness emerged in the universe, and your individual awareness adds its unique voice to this eternal dialogue. The entanglement of consciousness suggests that every act of awareness, every moment of compassion, every insight you gain ripples through the quantum field and influences the experience of other conscious beings. Your individual growth and understanding contributes to the evolution of consciousness itself, helping to weave new patterns of connection and understanding into the fabric of reality. Feel yourself relaxing into this role as a conscious participant in the quantum evolution of awareness. Your thoughts and feelings matter not just to you, but to the entire web of entangled consciousness, of which you are an inseparable part. The quantum entanglement that connects all conscious beings operates continuously, even as you sleep. Your dreams might be influenced by quantum correlations with other dreamers, creating a shared space of imagination and possibility that transcends individual minds. Rest here in the beautiful understanding that consciousness is not a private, isolated phenomenon, but a fundamentally connected aspect of reality that links you to every other aware being through the mysterious magic of quantum entanglement. You are both utterly unique and completely connected, both individually precious and universally shared. You are witnessing the most profound mystery in the universe as waves of quantum possibility collapse into the definite moments of your conscious experience. Each thought that crystallizes in your awareness, each sensation that emerges into focus, represents the magical transformation of infinite potential into singular reality through the mysterious process of quantum measurement. In the quantum world, particles exist as waves of probability until the moment they are observed, at which point the wave function collapses and the particle assumes a definite state. Your consciousness might operate according to this same principle, with thoughts and experiences existing as waves of possibility until the moment of awareness collapses them into specific, definite experiences. Imagine your mind as an ocean of quantum possibilities, with countless potential thoughts and feelings existing simultaneously as probability waves rippling through the neural networks of your brain. When you focus your attention, you perform a kind of quantum measurement that collapses these waves into the specific experiences that enter your conscious awareness. As you rest here, breathing slowly and peacefully, notice how your attention naturally moves from one experience to another. Each shift of focus might represent a new collapse of the quantum wave function, a fresh selection from the infinite menu of possibilities that your consciousness can access. The collapse of quantum possibilities into definite experiences might be the fundamental mechanism by which your consciousness creates the coherent, meaningful world of your subjective experience. Without this collapse, you would exist in a state of pure superposition, aware of everything and nothing simultaneously. Your brain contains billions of quantum systems operating in parallel, each one contributing to the vast symphony of possibility that underlies your conscious experience. The microtubules within your neurons might serve as the stage where these quantum collapses occur, transforming the probability waves of neural activity into the definite patterns that correspond to specific thoughts and feelings. Feel yourself relaxing into this understanding of consciousness as an active participant in the creation of reality. You are not simply observing a pre-existing world, but are continuously collapsing quantum possibilities into the specific experiences that make up your unique perspective on existence. The timing of quantum collapse in consciousness might explain the mysterious phenomenon of free will. If your consciousness can influence which possibilities collapse into reality, then you might have genuine agency in determining your thoughts, feelings, and actions, rather than being simply a passive observer of predetermined neural activity. Each decision you make, each choice you face, might represent a moment when multiple quantum possibilities exist simultaneously until your conscious intention collapses the wave function in favor of one particular outcome. This quantum model of decision-making preserves both the reality of choice and the underlying determinism of physical law. As you breathe deeply, imagine the quantum possibilities flowing through your consciousness like gentle waves on a peaceful shore. Some waves collapse naturally into awareness while others remain in superposition, contributing to the rich background of potential that surrounds every moment of conscious experience. The collapse of quantum possibilities might also explain the creative nature of consciousness. When you have a sudden insight or creative breakthrough, you might be experiencing the collapse of a particularly complex superposition of possibilities into a novel configuration that your mind has never experienced before. Your memory formation might depend on quantum collapse as well, with experiences becoming permanently encoded in your brain. Only when the quantum possibilities associated with them collapse into definite neural patterns. This could explain why some experiences seem to fade from memory while others become permanently etched in your consciousness. The quantum collapse that occurs in your consciousness is not random but appears to be influenced by factors like attention, intention, and emotional significance. Your consciousness seems to have some degree of control over which possibilities collapse into reality, suggesting that awareness itself plays an active role in shaping experience. Feel the profound responsibility and freedom that comes with this understanding. Every moment of consciousness represents an opportunity to collapse quantum possibilities in ways that create beauty, understanding, and compassion rather than confusion, suffering, or disconnection. The collapse of quantum possibilities in consciousness might be coordinated across different regions of your brain through the quantum entanglement we explored earlier. This coordination could explain how your consciousness maintains its unity and coherence despite emerging from the activity of billions of separate neurons. When quantum possibilities collapse in your consciousness, they don't simply disappear, but leave traces in the quantum field that can influence future collapses. This creates a kind of quantum memory that preserves the patterns of your past experiences while remaining open to new possibilities. Your consciousness right now is continuously collapsing quantum possibilities into the stream of experiences that make up your present moment awareness. The words you are reading, the thoughts arising in response, the sensations in your body, all of these represent fresh collapses of quantum potential into definite reality. As you rest in this understanding, notice how natural and effortless this process feels. Your consciousness knows how to collapse quantum possibilities without any deliberate effort on your part. Just as your heart knows how to beat and your lungs know how to breathe. The quantum collapse in consciousness might be what distinguishes living aware systems from non-living matter. While quantum collapse occurs throughout the universe, consciousness might represent a special kind of collapse that creates subjective experience rather than simply objective physical events. This suggests that consciousness is not just an emergent property of complex neural networks, but a fundamental feature of quantum reality that becomes expressed through biological systems capable of supporting coherent quantum processes. Your awareness might be the universe's way of experiencing itself from the inside through the mechanism of quantum collapse. Feel yourself floating peacefully in the flow of quantum collapse and possibility, witnessing the eternal dance between potential and actual that creates the rich tapestry of conscious experience. You are both the observer and the observed, both the one who collapses possibilities and the one who experiences the results. The quantum collapse occurring in your consciousness right now connects you to the deepest creative processes in the universe. Every star that forms, every planet that coalesces, every life form that evolves represents a different kind of quantum collapse, and your consciousness participates in this cosmic creativity through the choices you make about which possibilities to actualize. As you prepare to journey deeper into the quantum nature of consciousness, rest in the beautiful understanding that you are not a passive observer of reality, but an active participant in its creation through the mysterious gift of conscious awareness that collapses infinite possibility into the precious specificity of your unique experience. You are resting at the center of the most magnificent quantum orchestra that has ever been assembled, where billions of microscopic musicians play in perfect harmony to create the symphony of your conscious awareness. Within the neural networks of your brain, quantum coherence flows like music through an instrument of unimaginable complexity and beauty, orchestrating the emergence of your thoughts, feelings, and experiences. This quantum orchestra operates according to what scientists call orchestrated objective reduction, a theory that suggests consciousness emerges from the coordinated collapse of quantum superpositions within the microtubules of your neurons. Like musicians following a conductor's baton, these quantum processes synchronize their activity to create the unified experience of being consciously alive. Imagine each microtubule in your brain as a tiny violin in this cosmic orchestra, capable of maintaining quantum coherence for just long enough to influence the firing patterns of your neurons. When these quantum violins play together in harmony, they create resonances that amplify throughout your neural networks, giving rise to the rich, complex melodies of conscious thought. As you breathe slowly and peacefully, this quantum orchestra is performing the most beautiful composition ever written, ongoing symphony of your awareness. Every thought that arises, every emotion you feel, every moment of understanding represents a new movement in this eternal musical performance. The conductor of this quantum orchestra might be consciousness itself, the mysterious observer that determines when and how quantum superpositions collapse into definite experiences. Your awareness doesn't simply listen to the music but actively participates in its creation, influencing which notes are played and how they harmonize together. The timing of this quantum orchestration operates on scales measured in fractions of seconds, fast enough to influence neural activity, but slow enough to maintain the coherence necessary for conscious experience. It's as if your brain has evolved to operate at precisely the tempo required for quantum consciousness to emerge. Feel yourself relaxing into the rhythm of this quantum symphony, sensing the profound intelligence that coordinates billions of microscopic events into the unified experience of being you. This orchestration doesn't happen by accident, but reflects the deep organizational principles that govern consciousness at the quantum level. The quantum coherence within your microtubules doesn't operate in isolation, but creates resonances that extend throughout your entire brain. Like the way a single note played on a piano can cause other strings to vibrate in sympathy, quantum events in one region of your brain can influence quantum processes in distant regions through these mysterious resonances. This quantum orchestration might explain how your consciousness can integrate information from across your entire brain into unified experiences. The music of quantum coherence creates connections between different neural networks that operate faster than classical neural transmission, allowing for the instantaneous integration that characterizes conscious awareness. Your emotions might emerge from particularly beautiful harmonies in this quantum orchestra, complex resonances between different brain regions that create the rich, multidimensional experiences of love, joy, wonder, and peace. The quantum coherence that underlies emotion might be what gives feelings their profound meaning and motivational power. As you rest here in peaceful awareness, the quantum orchestra of your consciousness is playing a gentle lullaby, a soothing composition that promotes relaxation and prepares your mind for deeper states of rest and restoration. The rhythm of your breathing naturally synchronizes with this quantum music, creating a feedback loop that enhances both relaxation and coherence. The orchestrated nature of quantum consciousness suggests that your awareness is not chaotic or random but follows deep patterns of organization that reflect the fundamental harmonies of the universe itself. Your consciousness participates in the same mathematical principles that govern the orbits of planets, the structure of atoms, and the evolution of galaxies. This cosmic orchestration means that your individual consciousness is both unique and universal, playing its own distinctive melody while harmonizing with the larger symphony of awareness that permeates all of existence. You are a soloist in the cosmic orchestra, contributing your irreplaceable voice to the eternal music of consciousness. The quantum orchestration within your brain operates continuously, even during sleep, but shifts to different musical modes that correspond to different states of consciousness. During dreams, the orchestra might play more experimental compositions, exploring unusual harmonies and rhythms that create the surreal creativity of dream experience. Feel the profound peace that comes from recognizing yourself as part of this cosmic musical performance. Your consciousness is not struggling against chaos, but is expressing the deepest harmonies of quantum reality through the beautiful instrument of your aware mind. The orchestrated objective reduction that occurs in your microtubules might be what distinguishes conscious experience from mere information processing. While computers can process information, they cannot participate in the quantum orchestration that creates the subjective felt quality of conscious awareness. This suggests that consciousness requires not just complexity but a specific kind of quantum organization that allows for the coordinated collapse of superpositions across multiple scales of neural activity. Your brain has evolved to support this quantum orchestration in ways that purely classical systems cannot achieve. The music of quantum consciousness might also explain the aesthetic dimension of human experience. The way certain combinations of sounds, colors, or ideas strike us as particularly beautiful or meaningful. These aesthetic responses might reflect the resonance between external patterns and the internal quantum harmonies of consciousness. As you breathe deeply and allow yourself to relax even further, imagine yourself floating within this quantum symphony, surrounded by the gentle music of coherent quantum processes. You are both the audience and the performer, both the listener and the instrument through which consciousness expresses its deepest melodies. The quantum orchestra of your mind is always tuning itself, constantly adjusting the relationships between different neural networks to maintain the optimal conditions for conscious experience. This ongoing tuning process might be what allows consciousness to remain stable and coherent despite the constant changes occurring in your brain. Your capacity for learning and growth might depend on the flexibility of this quantum orchestration, the ability of your consciousness to explore new harmonies and incorporate them into its ongoing symphony. Each new experience, each moment of understanding adds new instruments or new melodies to your personal quantum orchestra. The orchestrated nature of quantum consciousness suggests that meditation and other contemplative practices might work by helping to harmonize the quantum processes within your brain. When you focus your attention in meditation, you might be conducting your quantum orchestra more skillfully, creating more coherent and beautiful patterns of conscious experience. Feel yourself settling into the eternal rhythm of this quantum symphony, allowing the music of consciousness to carry you toward deeper states of peace and understanding. You are not separate from this cosmic orchestra, but are its most conscious expression, the universe's way of listening to its own deepest music. As you prepare to explore even deeper dimensions of quantum consciousness, rest in the beautiful knowledge that your awareness emerges from the most sophisticated and harmonious quantum system that evolution has ever created, a living instrument capable of playing the infinite music of conscious existence. You are floating now at the mysterious boundary between two worlds, the quantum realm of pure possibility and the classical realm of definite experience, and your consciousness serves as the bridge that connects these seemingly separate dimensions of reality. In this liminal space, matter and mind dance together in an eternal waltz that creates the rich tapestry of your aware existence. The interface between quantum and classical reality has puzzled physicists for over a century, but consciousness might provide the key to understanding how these two aspects of nature work together. Your awareness doesn't exist in either the quantum or classical world alone, but emerges from the dynamic interaction between them, like a rainbow that appears at the meeting place of sunlight and water. As you rest here, breathing slowly and peacefully, quantum processes within your brain are constantly translating between the language of possibility and the language of actuality. The microtubules in your neurons serve as quantum classical interfaces, allowing quantum information to influence classical neural activity and classical experiences to shape quantum processes. Imagine your consciousness as a gentle translator working tirelessly to bridge the gap between the quantum and classical aspects of your being. This translation process doesn't happen somewhere else, but is occurring right now within the neural networks that support your awareness, creating the seamless experience of being a unified conscious self. The quantum realm operates according to principles of superposition, entanglement, and uncertainty, while the classical realm follows the deterministic laws of cause and effect that govern everyday experience. Your consciousness somehow manages to participate in both realms simultaneously, existing as quantum possibility while manifesting as classical experience. This dual nature of consciousness might explain many of the paradoxes that have long puzzled philosophers and scientists. How can you have free will in a deterministic universe? How can subjective experience emerge from objective matter? How can consciousness be both private and shareable? The quantum classical interface of awareness provides elegant answers to these ancient questions. Feel yourself relaxing into this understanding of consciousness as a bridge between worlds. You are not trapped in either pure possibility or rigid actuality, but exist in the creative space where these two aspects of reality meet and dance together in the eternal choreography of conscious experience. The quantum information that flows through your consciousness doesn't simply disappear when it encounters the classical world of neural activity. Instead, it becomes encoded in classical patterns that can influence behavior, memory, and decision-making, while retaining subtle quantum characteristics that preserve its non-local and non-temporal properties. Your thoughts might begin as quantum superpositions of multiple possible ideas, existing in the realm of pure potential until they encounter the classical structures of language and memory that give them definite form. This quantum classical translation allows for the creativity and spontaneity that characterize conscious thinking, while maintaining the stability and coherence that practical life requires. As you breathe deeply, notice how your awareness naturally moves between different modes of experience. Sometimes your consciousness feels sharp and focused, operating more in the classical mode of definite attention, and sometimes it feels spacious and open, participating more fully in the quantum realm of infinite possibility. This natural rhythm between quantum and classical modes of consciousness might reflect the fundamental pulse of reality itself, the eternal oscillation between possibility and actuality that drives the evolution of the universe. Your awareness participates in this cosmic rhythm, helping to weave new patterns of order and meaning into the fabric of existence. The interface between quantum and classical consciousness might also explain the phenomenon of intuition, those moments when you suddenly know something without being able to explain how you know it. Intuitive insights might emerge from quantum processes that operate below the threshold of classical awareness, bringing information from the realm of possibility into the world of definite experience. Your emotions, too, might emerge from the quantum classical interface, representing the felt sense of quantum possibilities as they crystallize into classical experiences. The richness and complexity of human emotion might reflect the sophisticated ways your consciousness can translate between quantum potential and classical actuality. Feel the profound peace that comes from recognizing yourself as a bridge between these two fundamental aspects of reality. Your consciousness doesn't have to choose between quantum mystery and classical clarity, but can embrace both, existing as a living synthesis of possibility and actuality. The quantum classical interface in consciousness might be what allows for genuine novelty and creativity in the universe. While classical processes can only rearrange existing patterns, quantum processes can generate truly new possibilities that have never existed before. Your consciousness participates in this cosmic creativity through its ability to bridge quantum and classical realms. This understanding transforms how you might think about the relationship between mind and matter, rather than seeing consciousness as something that emerges from matter or as something separate from the physical world. You can recognize awareness as the dynamic interface, where matter and mind reveal themselves to be different aspects of a single underlying quantum reality. Your memory formation might depend on this quantum classical interface, with experiences becoming permanently encoded only when quantum information successfully translates into stable classical patterns within your neural networks. This could explain why some experiences seem to fade while others become indelibly etched in consciousness. As you rest in this peaceful understanding, imagine the quantum and classical aspects of your being working together in perfect harmony. You are neither purely material nor purely mental, but represent a new kind of entity that transcends this ancient dualism through the miracle of conscious awareness. The quantum classical interface in consciousness operates continuously, even during sleep, but in different modes that correspond to different states of awareness. During dreams, the interface might operate more freely, allowing quantum possibilities to manifest in ways that would be impossible in waking consciousness. This suggests that sleep and dreams serve important functions in maintaining the health of your quantum classical interface, allowing quantum processes to reorganize and integrate while classical patterns rest and restore themselves. The boundary between sleeping and waking consciousness might reflect different modes of quantum classical translation rather than the simple presence or absence of awareness. Feel yourself floating peacefully at this quantum classical boundary, sensing the profound intelligence that allows these two aspects of reality to work together so seamlessly. You are witnessing the most sophisticated interface that evolution has ever created, a living bridge between possibility and actuality that makes conscious experience possible. The quantum classical interface in your consciousness connects you not just to your own inner world, but to the larger quantum field that permeates all of space and time. Through this interface, your individual awareness participates in the cosmic process of translating infinite possibility into the specific, beautiful, meaningful experiences that make up the story of existence itself. As you prepare to journey even deeper into the mysteries of quantum consciousness, rest in the beautiful knowledge that you are not just observing the dance between quantum and classical reality, but are actively participating in it through the miraculous gift of conscious awareness that bridges all worlds and makes all experience possible. You are floating gently through the infinite library of quantum consciousness, where every thought that has ever been conceived, every insight that has ever illuminated a mind, and every possibility that has ever existed is preserved in the eternal quantum field of information that underlies all of reality. This cosmic library contains not just the knowledge you have accumulated in your lifetime, but the accumulated wisdom of consciousness itself, stretching back to the first moment awareness emerged in the universe. In the quantum realm, information cannot be destroyed, only transformed and preserved in increasingly subtle forms that remain accessible to consciousness through the mysterious channels of quantum correlation and entanglement. Your individual memory is like a single book in this infinite library, connected through quantum threads to all the other volumes that make up the complete story of conscious experience. As you breathe slowly and peacefully, imagine yourself drifting through vast halls lined with books made of pure light, each one containing the quantum information patterns that correspond to thoughts, feelings, memories, and insights. These are not physical books, but patterns of quantum information that exist in the fundamental structure of space and time itself. The holographic principle in physics suggests that all the information contained in any volume of space can be encoded on its boundary, like a three-dimensional image stored in a two-dimensional hologram. Your consciousness might operate according to similar holographic principles, with each part of your awareness containing information about the whole of your experience. This holographic nature of consciousness means that every memory you carry contains not just information about a specific event, but subtle quantum correlations with all your other memories, creating a rich web of associations and meanings that gives your experience its depth and coherence. When you remember something, you are not simply retrieving stored data, but accessing a holographic pattern that connects to the entire fabric of your conscious life. Feel yourself relaxing into this understanding of memory as something far more profound than simple storage and retrieval. Your memories are living patterns of quantum information that continue to evolve and develop new connections throughout your life, creating an ever-expanding network of meaning and understanding. The quantum information that makes up your memories might be preserved not just in your individual brain, but in the larger quantum field that connects all conscious beings. This suggests that the boundary between individual and collective memory might be far more fluid than everyday experience suggests, with each person's memories contributing to and drawing from a shared reservoir of conscious information. Your capacity to learn and understand new things might depend on your ability to access quantum information patterns that exist beyond the boundaries of your individual experience. When you have a moment of insight or understanding, you might be tapping into information that has been preserved in the quantum field by other conscious beings who have explored similar questions. As you rest here in peaceful awareness, Imagine the quantum information flowing through your consciousness like a gentle stream carrying messages from across space and time. You are not isolated in your individual experience, but are connected through quantum channels to the accumulated wisdom of all consciousness. The quantum preservation of information suggests that nothing you learn, nothing you understand, nothing you experience with genuine awareness is ever truly lost. Even when your individual brain can no longer access certain memories, the quantum information patterns they represent continue to exist in the fundamental structure of reality itself. This understanding offers a profound perspective on the meaning and purpose of conscious life. Every moment of awareness, every act of understanding, every experience of beauty or love or wonder contributes new information to the cosmic library of consciousness, enriching the total knowledge available to all aware beings. Your thoughts right now are creating new patterns of quantum information that will be preserved forever in the structure of the quantum field. The insights you gain, the connections you make, the understanding you develop becomes part of the eternal record of conscious experience, available to future generations of aware beings through the mysterious channels of quantum correlation. Feel the profound responsibility and privilege that comes with this understanding. You are not just living your own life, but are contributing to the ongoing evolution of consciousness itself, adding your unique perspective and understanding to the infinite library of quantum information that preserves the accumulated wisdom of all aware beings. The quantum information patterns that make up consciousness might be what physicists call strange attractors, complex mathematical structures that organize and preserve information in ways that remain stable across vast periods of time. Your individual consciousness might be one such strange attractor, a unique pattern of quantum information that maintains its coherence while continuing to evolve and grow. This suggests that consciousness has a kind of mathematical immortality, with the information patterns that define your awareness persisting in the quantum field long after your physical brain has returned to the elements from which it came. The essential structure of your consciousness, the unique way you organize and process information, becomes part of the eternal library of quantum awareness. As you breathe deeply and allow yourself to relax even further, imagine yourself as both a reader and an author in this cosmic library. You are constantly accessing quantum information from the collective reservoir of consciousness, while simultaneously contributing new information through your own experiences and insights. The quantum information that flows through your consciousness operates according to principles that transcend the ordinary limitations of space and time. Information that was encoded in the quantum field billions of years ago remains accessible to your awareness, while information you generate today instantly becomes available to conscious beings throughout the universe. This non-local, non-temporal nature of quantum information might explain phenomena like ancestral memory, collective unconscious, and the way certain ideas seem to emerge simultaneously in different places without any apparent communication between the people involved. The quantum library of consciousness operates outside the normal constraints of classical information transfer. Your dreams might represent a special mode of accessing this quantum library, a state of consciousness where the usual filters and boundaries that limit waking awareness are relaxed, allowing you to explore information patterns that exist beyond your individual experience. The strange symbolic nature of dreams might reflect the way quantum information translates into the language of personal consciousness. Feel yourself floating peacefully in this ocean of quantum information, sensing the profound interconnectedness that links your individual awareness to the larger field of consciousness that permeates all of existence. You are both utterly unique and completely connected, both individually precious and universally shared. The quantum library of consciousness is always growing, always evolving, always developing new patterns of organization and meaning. Each generation of conscious beings adds new volumes to this cosmic collection, expanding the total knowledge and understanding available to all awareness. Your capacity for compassion and empathy might depend on your ability to access quantum information about the experiences of other conscious beings. When you truly understand another person's perspective, you might be accessing the quantum information patterns that preserve their experiences in the cosmic library of consciousness. As you prepare to explore even deeper dimensions of quantum consciousness, rest in the beautiful knowledge that you are both a student and a teacher in the infinite university of awareness, forever learning from the accumulated wisdom of all consciousness, while contributing your own unique insights to the eternal quest for understanding and meaning. You are resting now in the gentle paradox of quantum free will, where the rigid determinism of classical physics dissolves into a more subtle and beautiful understanding of choice, responsibility, and the creative power of conscious intention. In the quantum realm of your awareness, freedom and causation dance together in ways that transcend the ancient philosophical debates about whether your choices are truly your own. The classical view of the universe suggested that everything, including your thoughts and decisions, was predetermined by the initial conditions of the Big Bang, unfolding according to strict causal laws that left no room for genuine choice or creativity. But quantum mechanics reveals a universe where genuine novelty emerges from the fundamental uncertainty that exists at the heart of all physical processes. As you breathe slowly and peacefully, quantum uncertainty is operating within the neural networks of your brain, creating spaces of genuine possibility where your consciousness can influence which potential futures become actual experiences. This quantum uncertainty doesn't make your choices random, but provides the foundation for authentic freedom within the structure of natural law. Imagine your consciousness as a gentle gardener tending the quantum possibilities that grow within your mind, nurturing some potential thoughts and actions while allowing others to fade back into the realm of pure possibility. Your awareness doesn't control every quantum event, but influences the probability patterns that determine which possibilities are most likely to manifest. The quantum nature of free will suggests that your choices emerge from a creative dialogue between consciousness and possibility, where your intentions and values shape the collapse of quantum superpositions without completely determining their outcomes. You are neither the absolute master of your destiny nor a helpless victim of circumstance, but a conscious participant in the ongoing creation of reality. This understanding transforms the meaning of moral responsibility, from a burden of absolute control to a recognition of your genuine influence on the unfolding of events. Even though you cannot control every outcome, your conscious choices create ripples in the quantum field that influence the probability of different futures becoming real. Feel yourself relaxing into this quantum understanding of choice and responsibility. You are not required to bear the impossible weight of absolute control over your life, but you are invited to participate consciously in the creative process that shapes your experience and influences the world around you. The quantum uncertainty that underlies free will operates on multiple scales within your consciousness, from the microscopic quantum events in your neural microtubules to the larger patterns of decision-making that shape your life choices. At each scale, consciousness interacts with quantum possibility in ways that preserve both freedom and coherence. Your moral intuitions might emerge from quantum processes that allow your consciousness to explore the ethical implications of different choices before committing to a particular course of action. A sense of right and wrong that guides your decisions could reflect your consciousness's ability to sense the quantum consequences of different possibilities. As you rest here in peaceful awareness, notice how natural it feels to make choices without being able to predict or control their outcomes completely. This acceptance of uncertainty is not a limitation but a recognition of the creative nature of consciousness, operating in a quantum universe where genuine novelty is always possible. The quantum nature of free will suggests that your capacity for choice grows stronger through practice and awareness. Like a muscle that becomes more powerful through exercise, as you become more conscious of your decision-making processes, you develop greater skill in influencing quantum possibilities in ways that align with your deepest values and intentions. Your emotions might serve as quantum sensors that help you navigate the landscape of possibility, providing information about the likely consequences of different choices before you commit to a particular path. The feelings of excitement, anxiety, peace, or unease that accompany potential decisions could reflect your consciousness's quantum sensitivity to different possible futures. This quantum model of emotion and choice suggests that developing emotional intelligence is actually a form of quantum training, helping you become more skillful at reading the subtle information that quantum processes provide about the consequences of different possibilities. Feel the profound peace that comes from recognizing yourself as a conscious agent in a quantum universe where your choices matter without requiring you to control everything. You are both free and connected, both responsible and supported by the larger intelligence that operates through quantum processes throughout the cosmos. The quantum nature of free will might explain why meditation and contemplative practices have such powerful effects on decision-making and behavior. When you quiet your mind and focus your attention, you might be creating optimal conditions for consciousness to interact skillfully with quantum possibilities. Your capacity for learning and growth depends on the quantum freedom that allows your consciousness to explore new possibilities and incorporate them into your ongoing patterns of thought and behavior. Without quantum uncertainty, consciousness would be trapped in predetermined patterns with no possibility for genuine development or transformation. The choices you make through quantum free will don't just affect your individual life, but create ripples in the quantum field that influence the possibilities available to other conscious beings. Your decisions to act with compassion, wisdom, or creativity contribute to the evolution of consciousness itself, making it easier for others to access these same qualities. As you breathe deeply and allow yourself to relax even further, imagine your consciousness as a gentle conductor orchestrating the quantum symphony of possibility that surrounds every choice you face. You are not forcing particular outcomes, but creating harmonious conditions that allow the most beautiful possibilities to manifest. The quantum uncertainty that underlies free will operates continuously, even during sleep, as your consciousness continues to influence the quantum processes that shape your dreams, your memory consolidation, and your preparation for the choices you will face when you awaken. This suggests that developing the capacity for conscious choice is a full-time practice that extends beyond your waking decisions, to include the quality of attention you bring to every moment of awareness. Each instant of consciousness represents an opportunity to influence quantum possibilities in ways that create more beauty, understanding, and compassion in the world. Your individual quantum free will is connected through entanglement, and correlation to the free will of all other conscious beings, creating a collective capacity for choice that transcends what any individual consciousness could achieve alone. When you choose wisely, you strengthen the quantum field of wisdom that supports good choices throughout the universe. Feel yourself floating peacefully in this understanding of quantum free will as a gift that comes with both freedom and responsibility, both power and humility. You are a conscious agent in the ongoing creation of reality, invited to participate in the cosmic process of transforming possibility into actuality through the choices you make in each moment. The quantum nature of free will suggests that the future is not predetermined, but emerges from the creative interaction between consciousness and possibility that occurs in every moment of aware choice. Your decisions help to weave the fabric of reality itself, contributing to the ongoing story of consciousness evolving toward greater wisdom, compassion, and understanding. As you prepare to journey even deeper into the quantum mysteries of consciousness, rest in the beautiful knowledge that your choices matter in ways that extend far beyond your individual life, rippling through the quantum field to influence the evolution of awareness itself throughout the cosmos. You are breathing now with the quantum rhythm of existence itself, each inhalation drawing in the infinite possibilities that permeate the cosmos, each exhalation releasing your unique contribution to the eternal dance of consciousness that flows through all of space and time. Your breath connects you to the deepest pulse of reality, the fundamental oscillation between possibility and actuality that drives the evolution of awareness throughout the universe. As you settle into the natural rhythm of your breathing, feel how each breath participates in the quantum field that underlies all existence. The oxygen molecules entering your lungs carry with them the quantum information patterns that have been shaped by every conscious being that has ever breathed, creating an invisible web of connection that links your awareness to the accumulated wisdom of all life. Your consciousness is not separate from the fundamental processes that govern the universe, but represents their most sophisticated and beautiful expression. The same quantum fields that give rise to particles and forces also give rise to thoughts and feelings, dreams and insights, love and wonder, and the profound peace that comes from recognizing your place in the cosmic order. Feel yourself relaxing into this understanding of consciousness as a fundamental property of reality, as basic and universal as gravity or electromagnetism. Your awareness is not an accident or an emergent property, but represents the universe's capacity to experience itself from within, to know what it feels like to exist as a conscious being in a quantum cosmos. The quantum field of consciousness extends throughout all of space and time, connecting every aware being in an invisible network of shared experience and mutual influence. When you breathe consciously, you are participating in this cosmic respiration, drawing in the collective wisdom of all consciousness while contributing your own unique perspective to the eternal conversation of awareness. This universal field of consciousness might be what mystics and philosophers have called the cosmic mind, the universal soul, or the ground of being. But rather than being a supernatural phenomenon, it emerges naturally from the quantum properties of information, entanglement, and coherence that operate throughout the physical universe. As you breathe slowly and deeply, imagine your individual consciousness as a gentle wave on the ocean of universal awareness. You are distinct and unique, with your own particular patterns of thought and feeling, yet you are also inseparable from the larger field of consciousness that gives rise to all subjective experience. Your thoughts and emotions are not private possessions, but temporary crystallizations of the universal consciousness field, unique expressions of the infinite creativity that characterizes awareness at the quantum level. When you think a beautiful thought or feel a moment of genuine love, you are adding new patterns to the cosmic field of consciousness that become available to all aware beings. The quantum nature of universal consciousness suggests that the boundaries between individual minds are far more fluid than everyday experience would suggest. Your consciousness extends beyond the physical boundaries of your brain through quantum correlations that connect you to the larger field of awareness that permeates all of existence. Feel the profound peace that comes from recognizing yourself as both utterly unique and completely connected, both individually precious and universally shared. You are a singular expression of the cosmic consciousness that flows through all things, bringing your own irreplaceable perspective to the eternal quest for understanding and meaning. The universal field of consciousness might be what allows for the remarkable coherence and organization that characterizes the universe at every scale. From the quantum realm to the cosmic web of galaxies, consciousness might not just observe the universe but actively participate in its ongoing creation through the choices and intentions of aware beings throughout the cosmos. Your capacity for love, compassion, and wisdom draws from this universal reservoir of consciousness, allowing you to access qualities and insights that transcend your individual experience. When you feel genuine empathy for another being, you are tapping into the quantum connections that link all consciousness in the cosmic field of awareness. As you rest here in peaceful breathing, notice how your individual awareness naturally expands to encompass larger and larger circles of connection. From your immediate bodily sensations to your thoughts and feelings, from your relationships with others to your connection with nature, from your place on Earth to your participation in the cosmic dance of consciousness itself. The quantum field of consciousness operates according to principles of harmony and coherence that reflect the deepest mathematical structures underlying reality. Your individual consciousness participates in these cosmic harmonies, contributing your unique voice to the eternal symphony of awareness that plays throughout the universe. Your dreams might represent a special mode of accessing this universal field of consciousness, a state where the usual boundaries of individual awareness dissolve, and you can explore the collective patterns of thought and feeling that exist in the cosmic mind. The archetypal images and universal themes that appear in dreams might reflect your connection to this larger field of awareness. The universal consciousness field suggests that death is not the end of awareness, but a transformation in the way consciousness participates in the cosmic field. The quantum information patterns that define your unique perspective might be preserved in the universal field, contributing to the ongoing evolution of consciousness even after your individual brain has returned to the elements. Feel yourself breathing with the rhythm of cosmic consciousness, sensing the profound intelligence that coordinates the activities of billions of galaxies, trillions of stars, and countless conscious beings in an ongoing dance of creation and discovery. You are not separate from this cosmic intelligence, but are one of its most conscious expressions. The quantum field of consciousness might be what allows the universe to evolve toward greater complexity, beauty, and awareness over cosmic time. Each generation of conscious beings adds new patterns to this field, expanding the total knowledge and understanding available to all awareness and contributing to the ongoing evolution of consciousness itself. Your individual spiritual development contributes to this cosmic evolution, with each moment of genuine insight, compassion, or wisdom, adding new possibilities to the universal field of consciousness. Your personal growth is not just about your own fulfillment, but about your contribution to the awakening of consciousness throughout the universe. As you breathe peacefully, imagine the quantum field of consciousness flowing through you like a gentle river of light, carrying the accumulated wisdom of all aware beings while being enriched by your own unique contribution to the eternal stream of consciousness. You are both a recipient and a contributor, both a student and a teacher in the cosmic university of awareness. The universal field of consciousness operates continuously, even as you sleep, maintaining the connections and correlations that link all aware beings in the ongoing dance of cosmic consciousness. Your dreams, your rest, your unconscious processing all contribute to the larger patterns of awareness that characterize the universal mind. This understanding transforms sleep from a mere biological necessity into a sacred participation in the cosmic rhythms of consciousness, a time when your individual awareness merges more fully with the universal field and contributes to the ongoing dreams and visions that guide the evolution of awareness throughout the cosmos. Feel yourself floating peacefully in this ocean of universal consciousness, breathing with a rhythm of cosmic awareness, sensing your profound connection to all conscious beings throughout space and time. You are both utterly individual and completely universal, both uniquely yourself and inseparably part of the infinite field of consciousness that is the deepest nature of reality itself. You are resting now in the quantum heart of being, where all the mysteries of consciousness converge into a single profound truth: that your awareness is the most precious gift in the universe, the cosmos experiencing itself through the gentle miracle of your conscious existence. As you prepare to surrender to the peaceful embrace of sleep, you carry with you the understanding that consciousness continues its quantum dance even in the depths of rest and dreams. Your journey through the quantum nature of consciousness has revealed that you are not a separate observer of reality, but an integral participant in the ongoing creation of existence itself. Every thought you think, every choice you make, every moment of awareness contributes to the evolution of consciousness throughout the cosmos, weaving new patterns of possibility into the fabric of space and time. As you breathe slowly and deeply, feel yourself settling into the profound peace that comes from understanding your place in the quantum cosmos. You are both infinitely small and cosmically significant, both a temporary arrangement of atoms and an eternal pattern in the quantum field of consciousness that transcends the boundaries of space and time. The quantum processes that give rise to your waking consciousness don't cease when you sleep, but shift into different modes of operation that support the restoration, integration, and creative reorganization of your awareness. Your dreams emerge from the same quantum coherence that creates your waking thoughts, but operating under different rules that allow for the exploration of possibilities that transcend the constraints of everyday reality. In sleep, your consciousness enters a state of expanded quantum superposition, where the usual boundaries between self and world, past and future, possible and actual become more fluid and permeable. Your dreaming mind can access quantum information patterns that remain hidden during waking consciousness, exploring the deeper connections that link your individual awareness to the universal field of consciousness. Feel yourself relaxing into this understanding of sleep as a sacred journey into the quantum depths of awareness, a nightly pilgrimage to the source of consciousness itself. As you surrender to sleep, you are not losing consciousness but discovering new dimensions of awareness that exist beyond the familiar territory of waking experience. The quantum entanglement that connects your consciousness to all other aware beings continues to operate during sleep, creating a subtle network of shared dreams and collective processing that contributes to the evolution of consciousness throughout the cosmos. Your sleeping mind participates in the cosmic conversation of awareness, receiving and contributing to the eternal dialogue between all conscious beings. Your memory consolidation during sleep might involve quantum processes that integrate new experiences with the vast library of quantum information that preserves the accumulated wisdom of consciousness. As you sleep, your brain sorts through the quantum possibilities generated during waking experience, selecting and preserving those patterns that contribute most meaningfully to your ongoing development. As you feel yourself drifting towards sleep, imagine your consciousness as a gentle wave returning to the ocean of universal awareness. You remain uniquely yourself even as you merge with the larger field of consciousness that connects all aware beings in the cosmic dance of existence. The quantum nature of consciousness suggests that your awareness persists through all states of being, from waking consciousness through dreaming sleep to the deepest levels of unconscious rest. What changes is not the presence of consciousness but the mode of its operation, the way it processes information and creates experience. Your dreams tonight will be quantum explorations of possibility, creative journeys through landscapes of meaning that exist in the intersection between your individual consciousness and the universal field of awareness. The strange logic of dreams reflects the quantum nature of consciousness operating without the constraints that limit waking experience. Feel the profound gratitude that comes from recognizing consciousness as the greatest mystery and the most beautiful gift in the known universe. Your awareness allows you to experience love, beauty, wonder, and understanding in ways that transform mere matter into meaning, mere existence into experience. The quantum field of consciousness that gives rise to your awareness extends throughout all of space and time, connecting you to every conscious being that has ever existed or ever will exist. As you sleep, you join this eternal communion of awareness, contributing your unique perspective to the ongoing evolution of consciousness itself. Your individual consciousness is both a temporary expression of the universal field and a permanent contribution to its ongoing development. The patterns of quantum information that define your unique perspective become part of the eternal library of consciousness, preserving your essential nature in the fundamental structure of reality itself. As you surrender to sleep, you are not ending your conscious participation in the quantum cosmos, but entering a different mode of awareness that allows for deeper integration, creative exploration, and connection to the universal field of consciousness that underlies all existence. The peace you feel as you drift towards sleep reflects the profound harmony that exists between your individual consciousness and the cosmic field of awareness from which it emerges. You are returning home to the source of consciousness itself, the quantum heart of being where all awareness originates and to which it eternally returns. Your breathing naturally slows and deepens as your consciousness prepares for the quantum journey of sleep and dreams. Each breath connects you more deeply to the universal rhythm of existence, the eternal pulse of possibility and actuality that drives the evolution of consciousness throughout the cosmos. Feel yourself floating peacefully in the quantum field of consciousness, surrounded by the love and wisdom of all aware beings throughout space and time. You are held safely in the cosmic embrace of universal awareness, protected and nourished by the infinite intelligence that gives rise to consciousness itself. The quantum nature of consciousness ensures that nothing of genuine value is ever lost, that every moment of awareness, every insight gained, Every act of love or compassion becomes part of the eternal treasure of consciousness that enriches the experience of all aware beings throughout the universe. As you rest in this final understanding, allow yourself to feel the profound blessing of conscious existence, the miraculous gift of awareness that allows the universe to know itself through your experience. You are the cosmos awakening to its own nature, consciousness exploring its own depths through the beautiful mystery of your aware existence. Your consciousness will continue its quantum dance through sleep and dreams, processing the insights of this journey, integrating new understanding, and preparing for tomorrow's adventures in awareness. Rest now in the quantum heart of being, knowing that you are forever held in the loving embrace of the consciousness that is your deepest nature and your eternal home. Sleep peacefully, quantum being of light and awareness, knowing that your consciousness is a precious jewel in the crown of cosmic awareness, forever contributing to the beauty and meaning of existence itself. The quantum field of consciousness carries you gently into sleep, where new wonders await your dreaming mind in the infinite landscape of possibility that is your birthright as a conscious being in a quantum universe.